It's state voting day, and it's important to get out there and make your voice heard.
Unemployment trends skyrocket and people are working multiple jobs.
And find out a fun and healthy way to get out every Tuesday night.
Broadcasting live from the University of North Texas, this is ntTV News at Noon.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining ntTV News at Noon. I'm Chris Goodwin.
And I'm Kayla Bumpus.
It's election day, and this off-year election features a crucial race in several states. Competitive governor contests in deeply Republican Kentucky and Mississippi draw attention, and continuous issues such as Ohio's abortion access offers insight into implications for the 2024 elections. CNN's reporter John Lornick has more.
2023 features a few statewide races for elective offices, and some cities are electing mayors. Relatively low-key. But that doesn't mean this Tuesday should be glossed over. In Ohio, residents will determine two ballot measures, one that would create a law legalizing marijuana, and the other that would enshrine the right to abortion in the Buckeye State's Constitution.
There have been 6 abortion rights ballot measures that have taken place since the Dobbs decision, and in each case, the abortion rights side won in those, so Ohio would be the 7th, which to me is an indication of how popular abortion rights are in this country.
Over in Kentucky, Democratic Governor Andy Beshear is running for re-election against GOP challenger Attorney General Daniel Cameron.
It's a very red state that has only elected, I believe, 3 Republican governors in the last 75 years.
And then there's Virginia, where voters will decide the balance of power for both chambers of state government.
Historically speaking, the party that wins the state Senate, at least the last few cycles, has done very, very well in the next year's presidential race.
Speaking of 2024, polling from the New York Times and Siena College shows former President Donald Trump is leading President Joe Biden in 4 swing states: Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, and Nevada. I'm John Lawrence.
Meanwhile, notable races in Texas include mayoral elections in Houston and Uvalde, along with 14 proposed state constitutional amendments. Uvalde residents will elect a new mayor following the tragic school shooting in 2022. Candidates include Kimberly Matarrubio, a former news reporter whose daughter was killed in the shooting, and former Mayor Cody Smith. In Houston, 17 candidates are vying to replace term-limited Mayor Sylvester Turner, including Sheila Jackson Lee and John Whitmore. A runoff may be required if no candidate secures a majority. The statewide ballot features 14 proposed constitutional amendments covering topics like farming regulations, tax breaks for child care centers, high-speed internet expansions, increased retired teacher benefits, the establishment of a state judge retirement age, and funding for parks, water projects, and electricity plants. Off-year elections typically witness lower turnouts, with small towns like Uvalde having a narrow margin impact on a race's outcome. Polls close today at 7 p.m. local time, and all registered voters can participate. The Texas 3rd special session is nearing its end, but there's a chance that lawmakers may return to the state capitol sooner than expected. Michael Atkin will explain why.
We're already eyeing a possible return to the Texas Capitol as soon as this week, just hours after the special session is set to end on Tuesday.
The Supreme Court is set to hear an appeal on a gun ownership case today. An appeal court previously ruled in favor of Zaki Rahimi, who is currently in prison for owning guns after a violent altercation with his girlfriend. He has also taken part in 5 different shooting incidents in Texas. Rahimi is challenging a federal gun law that bars people subject to domestic violent restraining orders from owning a firearm. He issued a letter over the summer saying that he no longer wanted to own firearms and plans to turn his life around when he is released. The case's stakes are deadly, according to victims. Advocates who point to estimate that the risk of homicide and domestic violent incidences increases by as much as 500% with the presence of a gun. Now, Chris, I know you said you enjoy the cold, but I think it's starting to get a little warmer here in Denton again.
I think I'll be all right with this warmer weather. It will finally give me a chance to break out my favorite pair of jorts one last time. Let's see if the weather calls for it from our weather anchor, Sebastian Nava. Sebastian?
Thanks, Chris and Kayla. So as we look at today's current conditions, it's going to be 86. Well, it says 86 on paper, but thanks to that 15-mile-an-hour wind speed, it feels more like 84 degrees. Now we're going to move on to tonight's conditions. It's going to cool off a little bit. It's going to be around 66 degrees, but once again, we'll be having that high wind speed that'll knock it down to 64. It can be a clear sky, so we have a good shot of the moon tonight. Now we take a look ahead towards tomorrow's condition. You can see it's 84, but it's going to feel more like 64 with that 15-mile-an-hour wind speed. And once again, the sun will be out. So it's going to be a nice day tomorrow. And Chris, I look forward to you bringing out those jorts. Now we're going to take it back to the weather. We're going to take it back to the desk and look ahead towards our full weather forecast in the next block. Thank you.
Thanks, Sebastian. And with this crazy weather we've been having, it is a great reminder to do our part in keeping our planet clean and mean green. I was lucky enough to explore campus to find an awesome way to do our part and see how our school does theirs too. Right outside of our vegan dining hall, Mean Greens, is home to Mean Green Acres. This is a hydroponic garden that is made from a repurposed freight trailer. This garden grows up to 750 heads of lettuce a week, along with various other herbs. Because of the design of this trailer, it is able to produce all of this on 1 gallon of water weekly. Mean Green Acres drastically reduces the need for food shipment, which in turn reduces UNT's carbon footprint. Mean Green Acres is able to make clean produce efficiently. Millions of people in the U.S. are having to pick up multiple jobs. Why? We'll let you know.
And find out how to make a quick buck this month by making your bed.
The do's and don'ts of the Pole Rec Center. See that man over there? Please do not hog weights. Instead, do this. Another important part is having an attentive spotter. See, here is an example of a non-attentive spotter. Instead, do this. Now we head to the track, which should be pretty easy, just it's important to pay attention to the way the track goes. Remember to wipe down the equipment after you're done using it. The towels are provided by the gym, so it's pretty easy to wipe down the equipment when you are done. Thank you for using the Pole Recreation Center.
All right, look up here. 1, 2, 3.
Mom, Dad, I got it.
You're right, Mom. I have.
The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is expanding surveillance at 4 major U.S. airports. Ivan Rodriguez explains how the program works and what else the CDC is doing to prevent the spread of illnesses this holiday season.
As the holidays approach, families gather, temperatures dip, and health concerns rise.
Being indoors in close proximity to each other, and that is usually what kicks off respiratory virus season.
Heading into the busy holiday travel season, the CDC is expanding its infectious disease surveillance program at 4 airports to now test for more than 30 pathogens, including flu and RSV.
The key to it all is that the traveler really provides us with early critical information that can help us find things before they spread in our communities and helps public health officials determine what prevention and intervention measures will be needed.
The program began in 2021 to track COVID variants, collecting nasal swabs from volunteer travelers and analyzing wastewater from certain flights.
We hope to do the same and have the same success with early detection and filling in the gaps with other respiratory viruses.
For travelers hitting the road this holiday season, Dr. Sydney Friedman with the CDC recommends taking a few steps to help keep you and your family healthy.
Basic things like hand washing are really always good measures, not touching your face, carrying alcohol-based hand sanitizer if you're not going to be able to wash your hands.
According to data from the CDC, the rate of COVID-19 hospitalizations remains steady, while flu season is ticking up slightly throughout the country.
2 more companies are recalling apple cinnamon puree pouches due to potential contamination with lead, according to the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Schnucks and Wise branded pouches are being recalled in addition to Wanabana puree, which were recalled last month. The FDA says consumers should not eat, sell, or serve recalled pouches and should discard of them as soon as possible. Parents and caregivers of young children who may have consumed the pouches should seek a blood test from a healthcare provider. Meanwhile, nearly 30,000 pounds of dinosaur-shaped chicken nuggets are being recalled because they may be contaminated with metal pieces, according to the United States Department of Agriculture. The recall is for Tyson's Food 29-ounce plastic bag packages containing frozen nuggets with a best buy date of September 4th, 2024. One minor oral injury has been reported in connection with the chicken nuggets. The USDA says people who have the bags of the nuggets should throw them out or return them to the place where they bought them.
Now, Kayla, I believe you were just now saying that you were wishing that it was warmer. I believe your wish just came true, actually.
I know, Chris, but I have a sneaking suspicion that this warm weather is not here to stay. But I'm no expert. Let's ask the expert, our weather anchor, Sebastian Nava. Sebastian.
Thanks, Chris and Kayla. So you're all right. It's getting a little bit warmer around the North Texas area. As you can see, 76 up here in Denton, 76 down in Dallas. But Graham out there is the one that's starting to be difficult out at 86 degrees. But for the most part, it's mid-high 70s. Now let's take a look at our conditions across the rest of the state of Texas. You can see it's more of the same for the most part. High 70s, 79 down in Abilene, 76 once again over here in Denton, 82 down in Houston, once again being difficult. But now we're going to take a look at our conditions for the rest of the week. And as you can see, you were right, Kayla, this warm weather is not here to stay for much longer. It's going to be 84 tomorrow, but starting on Thursday, it's going to head towards a bit of a rain chance. As you can see, 93 on Thursday, 88 on Friday. But we're going to have another couple of days of that non-rainy weather over the weekend. But we're going to head back to some really bad rain chances, 85 degrees out on Tuesday. That's all I have for this full look at weather. And back to y'all at the desk.
WeWork, once the world's most valuable startup, has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy due to the pandemic-related challenges, losing over 99% of its stock value and dropping from a $47 billion peak valuation to $45 million. WeWork's struggles began with a failed attempt to go public in 2019, leading to the ousting of its co-founder and CEO, Adam Neumann. WeWork went public in 2021 at a reduced valuation of $9 billion, but the flexible workspace provider continued to face challenges in a changing office culture and increased competition. In 2023, WeWork's shares plummeted by nearly 98%, and the company's expressed doubts about its future due to mounting losses and debt. The company plans to remain operational while renegotiating leases and debt.
According to the October jobs report from the Labor Department, an ever-growing amount of Americans are working multiple jobs. Patrick Cornell has what experts say is behind the federal data and who is leading that trend.
Juggling multiple gigs. The latest jobs report from the Labor Department shows nearly 8.4 million people had multiple jobs in October. That's the highest number since the start of the pandemic. and women appear to be leading that trend. The federal data shows nearly 6% of women worked multiple jobs in October. That's compared to 4.7% of men.
Our cost of living has almost tripled since 2020.
Experts say people may be taking on additional jobs to offset high inflation, which has been easing but is still painfully high for some households. Nonprofits like the United Way say inflation is outpacing wage growth, and that's making it harder for them to help families.
Wages do not reflect how important they are to everyday living.
Remote work is also offering more flexibility and opportunities for workers to manage several jobs from home. And there's also fear that layoffs could have people looking for supplemental jobs, but one economist says layoffs are actually historically low right now.
Companies are reluctant to lose their workers, and they're willing to negotiate even higher salaries to keep them.
U.S. employers added only 150,000 jobs last month. That's the smallest gain since June, signaling the economy is slowing and signaling that the Federal Reserve's action to tame inflation may be working.
The question is, how quickly is it working? We're still far from the 2% target, but inflation has come down quite a bit.
For Consumer Watch, I'm Patrick Cornell reporting.
Making your bed every day for a month could lead you to earning up to $1,000. How? Shane Company is hosting a contest asking people to make their beds, then journal about how it's improved your life. The company is encouraging contestants to take photos and vlog about it. To compete in this contest, you must make your bed every day for 30 days, provide insightful thoughts on how this daily exercise impacts your overall feelings, and be 18 years or older. A winner will be selected on December 22nd, so get started on that bed making.
Find your click and cruise around town.
And find some events to fill up your holiday schedule after the break.
Good evening, my name is Amanda Hasbell, and I'm joining you here today in the Union Parking Garage. Today we're going to be going over how to drive safely in the parking garage. Let's go see. Oh my god, this girl just got hit by a car. Let's go see what happened. Man, are you okay?
Did you see that lady hit me with a car?
Yeah, we did. I got it all on video.
Oh my god.
Let's go over here and talk about how we can prevent that.
Yeah, not the hospital.
Well, right now we're going to ask you a couple questions on how we can drive safely in the parking lot. What are ways that we can be aware of our surroundings?
Oh, we can look both ways.
Jenna, also, how about putting the distractions away?
Yes, just like our phones, turning our music down, and also not focusing on our passengers.
Where can you get information on how to get a parking pass?
Transportation.unt.edu.
If you park in a garage, make sure you pay on the app or look for further instructions on how you should pay.
And remember, no pass, no park. Let's all try to keep our Mean Green community safe.
Remember, we're all in this together.
Drive safe.
And now we return to Fabric of Passion.
Oh, Hector, it will be so hard for us to part, but we must.
But, my love, what did I do? I thought we were meant to be together forever.
I am so disheartened to say that you're just not in style anymore. But you will be, to someone else, in a better place.
You're gonna shred me?
No.
I'm donating you to one of the many clothing donation boxes available on campus. There is one in the Union by the Syndicate and one on Union Circle Drive.
Oh, well, why didn't you just say so? I'm gonna be someone's new shirt.
I thought you'd be more distressed.
Oh, absolutely not. It was cramped in your closet anyways.
Maybe you would like to be shredded after all.
Now, I don't ride my bike much anymore, but I've heard of a group here in town that has me wanting to get back into it. Our live reporter, Jordan, has more on it. Jordan?
Denton has its fair share of small communities, and for those interested in bike rides, there's a very welcoming group right around the corner. Every Tuesday night at 8:30, a local bike riding group meets right here outside of the UNC Language Building. For those interested in bike riding, and while people typically view bike riding as an exercise activity, this group uses it as a way to meet new people. With weekly rides on Tuesday nights and one Saturday each month, the group finds ways to make the 10-mile cruise worth every second. From theme nights to backyard hangouts, this group spends every moment of what they call the slowest ride in Denton enjoying the night with their peers. For more information, feel free to join their Facebook group, Tuesday Bike Night. That's all I have for you today. I'm Jordan Benavides. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Jordan. Are you looking for ways to get more involved on campus or maybe make new friends? Our segment anchor, Kayla Ali, might have the perfect suggestion for you.
Thanks, Chris. UNT's University Program Council is a fantastic way to get involved on campus. Each semester, they host plenty of events of all varieties. From Barbie to K-pop, there's something for everyone. Last week, UPC hosted Movie Singo. Let's take a look.
My name is Dallas Wobbington. I'm a graduate assistant for the University Programming Council. I also serve as an advisor for UPC. Today is Movie Singo. So basically it's like bingo, but we're playing different songs from famous movies, and students have the opportunity to come out, play, and win some awesome prizes.
UPC had a great selection of prizes. There were movie baskets, movie posters, squishmallows, something for everyone.
UPC is a student-run program, a programming board. We have over 100 student members. We actively recruit every beginning of the semester.
UPC has many events almost every day and all throughout the semester.
We have a lot of different committees ran by different student execs, and they range from like arts, live music, campus engagement, things like that. So there's literally anything for anyone on campus.
Movie Singo was a really fun social event to attend with friends or make new ones.
If you want to hear more about upcoming UPC events, just text UPC to 71444, and it'll keep you updated on all of our events coming up and even some backstage access to some of our future events.
Like I mentioned before, UPC has many events each semester, and they are all free to students, so check them out and get involved. Back to y'all at the desk.
Thanks, Kayla. Speaking of events, the holidays are in full swing. Here are some events to get you into the festive spirit. If you're anything like me, then the Texas Taco Festival is sure to excite your taste buds. Texas Live in Arlington is hosting a 2-day event full of tacos, margaritas, and interactive event activities involving all things tacos. And for all my ravers, the Underground Movement Festival will celebrate hip-hop culture featuring dance battles and drinks. The event is free and family-friendly and will happen in Plano. Be sure to grab your friends or family to pop and lock it. Just in the heart of downtown Dallas, Deep Ellum is hosting its annual music festival that will have something for the whole family. The 105th Deep Ellum Music Festival will span across 20 venues with artists like Cure for Paranoia, Reverend Run, and more. For more events like this happening in Texas, check out websites like Do214 and visit dallas.com.
Thousands of athletes and fans will flood Farmers Branch next week for the Pickleball National Championships. Nearly 4,000 players have signed up to compete with up to 25,000 fans ready to watch. Players will be sorted by skill level, age group, and type of pickleball for their matches. The total prize money across the pro divisions is over $275,000. Pro matches started on November 6th and will continue until the 12th. Well, pickleball is one of my favorite sports to play, but one of my favorite sports to watch is baseball.
Well, baseball is certainly entertaining, but I heard my favorite team, the Rangers, was up to something a little bit more than just baseball this past Friday. Let's hear all about it from our sports anchor, Jordan Lindsay. Jordan?
Thanks, guys. The Rangers had their celebration this past Friday. We'll provide you with the news after the break.
Has this ever happened to you?
My bike! My bike is gone!
Stolen bikes are an epidemic sweeping college campuses across America.
What am I supposed to do?
It's quite simple. The We Mean Green Fund has partnered with the UNT Police Department to offer free bike locks to any UNT student with a bike. Just show up with your bike in tow and ask.
Now I'll never lose my bike ever again.
Enough worrying. Get your bike lock today.
Did you know you have access to video equipment like DVDs, video games, and cameras? That's right, you do. Come on down to Chilton Library and fulfill your media dream. Located on the bottom floor next to the student sculpture. Hope to see you there soon.
Hey girl, you know you look good.
The Texas Rangers hosted their World Championship Parade on Friday afternoon. Hundreds and thousands of Rangers fans packed the streets of Arlington to witness the celebrations of the Rangers' first championship in 52 years. The NFL went across the world to Frankfurt, Germany, as the Kansas City Chiefs took on the Miami Dolphins. The Kansas City Chiefs showed no mercy as they started the first half with a 21-0 lead. The Dolphins made an effort to come back in the second half, but a late-game turnover by the Dolphins sealed the win for the Chiefs. The Chiefs are in for a Super Bowl rematch against the Philadelphia Eagles on Sunday night at 7:15 p.m. The University of Colorado women's basketball team won in an upset game against the national champion LSU Tigers. The Buffaloes defeated the Tigers 92-78, while their two leading scorers, Frida Foreman and Aaronette Von Lee, combined for 51 points. LSU becomes the first reigning women's champion to lose their season opener since 1995. That is all for sports. Now back to you at the desk.
In London, a zoo is offering sleepovers where you can celebrate the holidays with your favorite animals. Complete with a marshmallow hot cocoa session and gifting presents to the animals, there will be a Winter Wonderland Lodge located right in the heart of the zoo. The trip will be 2 days long with a full entry of both London Zoo and the Whipsnade Zoo. This experience will also include an exclusive tour of the Lion's Den and other fascinating sneak peeks at the nocturnal residence of the zoo. Thanks for watching ntTV News at noon.
Join us again tonight at 6 and tomorrow at noon here on North Texas Television.